Hello everyone, welcome to New Generation Podcast. I am your host Ahmed, and today we have a very special guest, my friend Michael. My friend Michael is joining us to discuss an amazing novel that has captured the attention of many readers. Together we will explore the story, meet the characters, and discover the deeper messages behind the novel. So grab your headphones, stay tuned, and let's get started.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me. To be or not to be, that is the question. Most probably understood that we will talk about a Shakespearean masterpiece, which is Hamlet. Of course, some of the characters will not be included in this podcast. The play includes many themes. One of these themes is the theme of madness, which is depicted throughout the play. The play begins with a scene of Hamlet's dead father's ghost. It provides the reader with a background of the king's death. In the second scene, it gives a different image showing Claudius, who is the king's brother, marrying the king's wife. So Claudius married the king's wife. Claudius is the brother of the king. We will understand exactly how the king was murdered. Ophelia was in a relationship with Hamlet. However, Ophelia was forbidden from seeing Hamlet. Why Ophelia was forbidden from seeing Hamlet? Because of the social rank. Because Hamlet was the king's son, and Ophelia was a little bit lower in social rank. Hamlet was excited to see the ghost and begged the ghost to speak. The ghost spoke, giving details on how he was killed. Knowing this information, Hamlet decided to act mad to deceive Claudius. The ghost asked Hamlet to avenge his death, as Claudius poured poison into his ear while sleeping. So we understood exactly how the king was murdered. The king was murdered by Claudius pouring some poison in his ears while sleeping. In Act 2, Hamlet started to show how mad he is as a source of diversion from the reality. Not only this, Hamlet planned to set a play in front of Claudius, imitating the death of his father, as he was skeptic about the ghost's words. But he made sure, given the reaction of Claudius during the play. Then we moved to one of the greatest soliloquies, to be or not to be. By the way, soliloquy is when the character talks to itself, without the others, of course, hearing him or hearing her. Claudius intended to send Hamlet to England to get rid of him, believing the ghost was a turning point as Hamlet balanced between thoughts that were hovering around his head and actions. He decided to avenge his father's death. Claudius tried to repent, but he knew that he prefers power, and his prayers were not sincere. In fact, Claudius sent papers to kill Hamlet on the trip to England. Hamlet refused to go to England and returned back to Denmark. At the end of the play, his mother was poisoned. However, Hamlet managed to kill Claudius and he died as well, which leaves us with a tragic ending that Hamlet tried to death to avenge his father's death. And that's the end of Hamlet. Of course, as I mentioned before, that some of the characters were not included in the play in order to simplify the tragedy of Hamlet. Well, that brings us to the end of the podcast. I hope you like it, and hopefully, there will be more podcasts to go. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael, for sharing your thoughts with us today. And thank you to everyone who listened to this episode of New Generation Podcast. We hope you enjoyed our discussion and learned something new about this novel. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more educational content. See you in the next episode. Goodbye.